Hello, and welcome to episode 77 of the Wee Podcast. It is Clarky here with Philip.
Hello.
So this week, back to our three parts. We're on track again. So we've got the first wee part. We're going to speak about hope.
And not the marijuana kind.
That'll make sense in about 40 seconds. Basically, we're gonna talk through that some. There's a lot in there, so. Be interesting to see what everybody's sort of thoughts and feelings are on that.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have a wee look in part 2 at what's trending. We'll leave that a secret because even Phil didn't know at the time.
But now I do, so I can just spoil it for everyone.
And we're also going to look at the Toy Story 4. They've released another trailer. And in part 3 we're going to look at another trailer, which is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They've released another spot there this week. And we're going to discuss that a wee bit, and then that'll be the episode. So we hope you enjoy, folks.
It's unreal.
Woo! Have we riddle to start this week's?
Riddle me this.
And I'm making it up.
Okay.
So it's not a real riddle.
Okay.
So, I can't be touched.
Well, I know.
I can only be felt.
Ooh.
I'm invisible. I can build someone up, but I can also destroy them. What am I?
Clarky.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. You've got it, haven't you?
Yeah, well, everyone will probably already know. The title of this
Well, I
episode,
mean, it's going to say on the title before
Yeah.
they'll go, ha, do you know what? I know the answer to his riddle already.
I actually don't know what it is. No, it's...
Could you imagine? Which one is it? It's not that one, is it? It's not Hope. Which one is it?
we go back through every other episode.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, everyone already knows this week we're going to be discussing hope.
Well, not the marijuana kind.
What?
The Bob Hope.
Oh. I swear for half a second I was like, please don't tell me you think dope means. Like, I thought you'd been saying it wrong for like years.
The Bob Hope. You mean dope? No.
So, I suppose if there's anywhere to start,
It's at the beginning.
it's with our standard definition. So,
By the definition, man.
so in short, a feeling of hope, expectation, and desire for a particular thing to happen. That's how hope is defined. So, what I thought, you haven't heard any of these yet. Little quotes I have. So I'm gonna read one.
Okay.
In fact, no. Let's go.
Alright.
How about you tell me how you would define hope? Because that is the definition as per the internet. But what would you go? It's mad though that we're using the internet instead of dictionaries, isn't it? But there you are.
Well, I mean, I don't really have any.
I know, but it's just
Hands,
funny.
yeah.
Just funny how they're like pointless now. But anyway,
Well, libraries aren't pointless. They have computers there. So,
if you were to define hope, how would you define it?
see, it's
Or is
tough.
there anything that makes you think of hope or anything like that?
I mean, not really for me, because we're already living in a pretty weird world at the minute, but I just hope it's better for people in 100 years. That I know, like, we have the NHS in England, well, I mean in the UK and stuff, but we don't have like healing machines. Do you know what I mean?
Climate change, we might not have anything.
It's very, very true, yeah.
100
But I
years.
mean, yeah, I just hope the world literally just gets better, because at the minute it's just diminishing. So that, in my opinion, is hope, because we all want to live. We all hope to have a better day the next day, or we all hope to have a very good Christmas. No, we all hope to have a better day. That's just what it is, isn't it? I mean, you can't.
It's hard to define, isn't it?
It's. I mean,
It's hard
yeah,
to define what
but
you
I mean,
think
you can
hope
have your
is.
own. You can have your own definition. Like, I hope tomorrow's a really nice day.
But what is hope? Like, that is what you hope for, but what is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for example, like, I hope I wake up in the morning, but at the same time, I don't know how to
I suppose
define
desire is a different word then, isn't it, for hoping to be a nice day? Like, could you desire it for it to be a nice day?
it. Yeah, well, a feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen is the definition
Well then,
as
yeah.
per the dictionary. So would you just say you would agree with that, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, because I desire for the world to be a better place in 100 years. I wish it to still be here in 100 years, you know. Like that's what I hope, but things can just change like that, and it is unfortunate. But yeah, if that's the definition of hope, then I mean I would agree with it. Yeah,
You say it's pretty bang on.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I hope tomorrow's a nice day. Not with weather. I just mean in general.
Yes.
If it's a crappy day, then people are going to feel the wrath of Mr. Phil. That is my real name now, so Mr. Phil in my birth certificate. Mr. Phil is my first name.
No surname.
Yeah, no surname at all. But yeah, no, I would agree that is pretty much the bang on definition of hope for me anyway. I mean, you can't really disagree with the definition, I suppose, could you? I mean,
not really. I mean, it was more just to see, like, did you have a take on it that wasn't as, like, I find it hard, like, for example, if you're asked, like, is there anything you're, like, hoping to happen in the next year or whatever, like,
yeah, but then again, that could also be put down as your goals as well, though, isn't it? I mean,
but you see, like, hope, for example, could be like, oh, I really hope that I don't know, like, someone gets better.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
That's not a goal.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I suppose if you're not thinking about yourself, then it's hard, but then you have to be hopeful for everyone, really, don't you? I mean, I'm hopeful for everyone, even if they're not. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to sort of see people that have no hope, and then you're like, you gotta have hope. You gotta have faith.
It's like at the end of Rogue One.
Yeah.
What is it? Hope.
Sad, like, but I mean, they all. I don't think I should say in case. Well, if they haven't watched it,
if they have not watched it by now,
yeah, I mean, everyone, like, people.
Everyone pretty much
dies to give other people hope, which is a really weird and noble thing to do, because even in can you even say it for Endgame?
Yeah, it's past.
The
now.
spoiler ban's passed, like,
yeah.
So. I mean, Stark, he gave hope for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's weird. Like, it is a weird sort of definition, because it's not like he was. I suppose in his mind he had that, you know, in his heart he was like, well, I hope this helps everything.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, there's not much he can do because he'd be dead afterwards. You
yeah.
know, so yeah, it's a weird thing to sort of define.
It's a hard one, because, like, even thinking, like, how do you describe the feeling of it? But it's hard to describe even that, because it's like you almost, like, convince yourself that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, it's weird whenever it comes to reality, as opposed to, like, a show or something. Like, oh, I hope they get together. Whereas if you're saying that, like, a show, and then you say it in real life, oh, I really do hope they get together, you know.
Yeah.
Because it'd be really good for everyone. Everyone, I think, would really benefit off that, and they benefit each other, and blah blah blah. But it's weird, because sometimes you just feel more hopeful towards something, and sometimes people just throw it about, like, oh, I hope you're right.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you though?
Yeah.
It's like, you know. Whereas, yeah, I don't know.
It's just empty.
It's really, it honestly is a very, very difficult one to.
This is actually good. This brings me perfectly into this first quote, right?
Oh no.
It's a guy called Robert Fulghum. So it's from a book called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten: Uncommon Thoughts, Uncommon Things. Right? That's the book. So this is what he said. I believe that imagination is stronger than knowledge, that myth is more potent than history, that dreams are more powerful than facts, that hope always triumphs over experience, and that laughter is the only cure for grief, and I believe that love is stronger than death. Now, the one bit I'm going to focus on there, obviously it all is lovely, but the part in there that is the main bit, is that, for us, is that hope always triumphs over experience. Do you think that when you hope something is going to happen, it's almost stronger than when it actually happens? If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, yeah, but
it's really hard to explain what I mean there. Like, you really, really, really want something to happen, and then when it happens, you're like almost relieved.
Yeah. No,
whereas the hope is the build up, you know.
Yeah, I understand that. It's it is a strange thing to describe, though, isn't that? That's the problem.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah. Suppose it, but I mean, it says hope is always. What was it? It says hope is.
Well, I'll just skip as much as the other bits are lovely, but there's a bit that says that hope always triumphs over experience.
Triumphs over experience. I don't know, because would that mean that, you know, if you've been through something, if you've experienced something before, we'll hope that happens again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're gonna win the lottery, people have won the lottery twice or 3 times,
yeah.
like, but having hoped to win it again, would that? I don't know if you would, because then even before you would hope to win it, and then once it's happened, you're like, jeez, that's class,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're hoping to win it again.
Probably a bit greedy, like.
It would be a bit greedy, but I mean, would that sort of? I wouldn't think hope triumphs over experience, like, because I think once you've experienced something, it sticks with you. I don't think I would ever hope for something like that again.
But you can also be let down. Like, for example, you could really hope, just to use a good example, I suppose would be like games. Like, you really hope something's good, and then you play it, and you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, but
the hope, no matter if it comes out good or bad, is always better than the bad
experience you've had.
But it may not always be better than the good, but the hope that it's going, and the build up of oh, please be good, and then you get it and you play it or you watch something and you're like, oh no, like, can you imagine they messed up Endgame? Everyone for over a year, for around a year, would have been like, please, this is gonna be so good, I'm so sure, you know, I really hope they've nailed this. Already, you've built this up. You've almost already enjoyed the film. Yeah. And then you watch it, and it's pants. You know, in that way, it would, beat experience.
I suppose it's the same thing about Game of Thrones, though. Like, I went and checked the you can go and check the IMDb rating for all the episodes and stuff. I went and checked that. Is it 6 episodes? Isn't it 6 episodes? And the last one was like 4.5 or 4.4. Whenever I checked it, I was like, I think the highest rated ones are like 9.9. It hasn't been a solid 10.
No, the second thing about those, it always stays at 10 for ages. Yeah. And somebody ruins it. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, the next Game of Thrones, obviously I don't watch it myself as salsa. As everyone else knows, I don't watch it at all. But was it the week whenever you showed me the footage, I was like, Drake and John, ooh. No, by Friday it's fine. It's just tiny. This is recorded on. Yeah, so Monday,
If you haven't seen it and you don't want anything, skip until 15 minutes.
15 minutes,
it's like 4 minutes,
4 minutes later. Different topic completely, but I said, is it Drake and John kills Daenerys? And you were like, probably. Yeah. And I was like, I haven't seen it, but I mean, the way things are going, it certainly looks like that's going to happen. And then I was talking to like Dane and Gareth, and they were like, don't know yet, we'll see what happens. I mean, it could be Arya with the whole green eyes thing. And I was like, yeah, but it might have purple eyes, so it wouldn't really work at the thing, so it doesn't really make sense. And I was like, nah, Rick and John will do it. And then they watched it like at the time, and they came back and they were like, that's a pile of dump. And I was like, I was right, I was correct. And I was like, I didn't even watch this shit.
That was only one aspect of the whole episode, like.
Don't care. I still won. I won the Game of Thrones. I haven't watched well, that's a lie. I haven't watched more than 3-4 episodes from the very first season.
It's not for everyone, but what I said to the guys was like, what happened to me made sense.
So I wouldn't know. I just didn't see it, so I wouldn't know.
You know, they were like, oh, they haven't answered this, they haven't answered this. I was like, well, the whole point in that ending, the bit at the start, I felt really empty, but then I realized that was because it was done. Yeah. Like. And I have to say, like, while we're on the topic, I always hoped that the finale would be epic and mad and crazy. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what's caused everyone to be like, oh, it wasn't like I hoped. Yeah. But, like, obviously, they're not writing it for you.
Do you reckon they have set up the finale for...
No. I know what you're going to say.
Other shows?
No.
No? Okay. I wouldn't know, because I haven't seen it. I wouldn't know what...
Basically, I think they finished how they did. Okay. I've got about 2 minutes of this left. Basically, I think they finished how they did because the person who gets crowned, Bran, gets crowned because he doesn't want anything ever. He doesn't have human wants. He doesn't need anything. Mm-hmm. So Tyrion was in jail, and he basically thought he was in jail for weeks because he basically betrayed Daenerys, chucked his hand of the king or queen pen away and was like, fuck this, basically.
Tyrion's
the small Tyrion, it's Peter Dinklage.
That's the man.
So basically he said he had weeks to think about it, and it only made sense for it to be Bran, because Bran can't be corrupted. He has ability to be able to see all past decisions, all past mistakes. Mm-hmm. They'll never be repeated because he knows not to do that. Yeah. So what better ruler to have than someone who knows everything that's happened before, and can also use power to like go and see other areas, and you know, he's not power hungry. He doesn't want Seven Kingdoms. He doesn't want the crown.
Yeah.
So certain aspects of it, like I understood, like Sansa always wanted the North. She got the North. Jon, there's a point in episode 4 I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's 4, where Tormund says to Jon, "You've got the North in you, the true North, as in beyond the wall," and that's where Jon goes.
Yeah.
Like, it's all been signposted, but basically it winds it up in the way that Arya was never going to be a queen or a lady or anything. So she goes and does her adventure, you know, where the world isn't mapped. But the reason I think they left it how they left it was that you can finish this story whatever way you want.
Yeah.
Does Jon become king beyond the wall of the wildlings? Does Arya find whatever is west? Does Bran, you know, how is he as a king? Is he good? Does he give up more kingdoms?
Yeah.
All the rest. But, and now obviously anyone that's back at this stage is fine, we're not going to spoil anything else. But basically, for me, the way it ended wasn't a disappointment at all.
Yeah.
Because see now, I can finish that story whatever way I want.
So what would you give the rating then of an IMDb? Would you give it a 10? Would you
No.
give it
That's because there are better episodes. But for me, it's not as low as that.
Not as low as 4.5?
No way. Yeah. No. Like, in terms of a season finale, like, it really made me feel things, because, like, after the episode, there's certain bits in the episode, like when Jon pets his Ghost, the dog. After not petting him, I was like, yes.
Yeah, finally.
That was amazing. And, like, when that happened, that we discussed, where such and such killed such and such, like, oh, that was hard, like.
I'm sure it was.
As I say, I wanted them to win from the start.
I think it's a perfect thing to talk about hope, though, because it's a strange thing to have a show where everyone loves
different
so much.
And
they have so many character building episodes, and they have things like it's incredible. Like, and I do give Game of Thrones credit. It's just not something I've ever just.
No,
I
like,
just never had the urge to watch it.
I mean,
but
it's not for everyone.
Might be something I'd watch eventually in the end. Regarding how it ends, I sort of seen that coming, even though I haven't watched it. Just from what I've read, like, I don't watch it because I just again, like, it's just not my type of thing. But I was reading through it, I was like, it sort of makes sense. That's kind of cool. I might watch it eventually, like, you know. But I think it's weird to have that much hope for something to end. It's weird having a collective amount of people to have the same ending, and then for it not to be that ending, to be like, oh, that's crap. Because it wasn't their ending.
But that's exactly it. That's what I'm saying. Like, the hope was more powerful than what they seem.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but for me, it wasn't. It was the opposite. Whereas there were certain things I would have loved. Yeah. But I think if that had happened, I would have been like,
predictable.
I guessed that.
Yeah.
Whereas what happened, never in a million years.
Yeah.
Not the death. I did see that coming.
Yeah.
But I was still heartbroken. It was still crap. Because I still, as I say, I hoped the whole time they were going to win. And then, like that, it was.
Suppose by episode 5 you knew it was going to happen, though, right?
But Game of Thrones, you just don't.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Well, I mean, I guess it.
So, like there's so many things that, like, you're convinced are going to happen, and then they just don't.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the sort of.
But then after this is all thing, you have hope now for those characters. Then you have, you know, the hope that.
The surviving characters?
Yeah, so you
you can make up whatever you want now, and that's what I loved about the end. That is, I have to say, and I will use that word, that's one thing I loved about the ending. It wasn't, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this person died. It wasn't like, now you can sort of go and you can make up the story for the surviving characters, like, how did they get on whenever they got their new castle? How did the small council that was helping the new monarch remaining sexless? See what I did there? Monarch. And like, all the way everything's sort of new, you can sort of make up how that works. It doesn't have to be like, if everyone wants to be told exactly how it ends, I'll tell you what, George R. R. Martin is going to bring out 2 new books. So read from the start. If you haven't read any books, don't complain, because if you haven't read any of the books, take the TV show for what it is. Because it's not the same as the books. It's not. George R. R. Martin has come out today and said that is not how he's going to end the books. So it's, they're different. But it's if it was based on the books, it would be called The Song of Ice and Fire. It's not. It's called Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's what the first book was called.
Yeah.
So, but as I say, while we're on the topic of things that fill you with hope, got another quote you can talk around. So, the best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope, and you will fill yourself with hope. Said by Barack Obama.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
it's like luck. Do you remember when we spoke about luck?
Yeah.
It's very similar, that if you don't put yourself in those positions,
or you don't get much out of it.
Yeah, you make your own luck, I think was what we sort of came to the conclusion of in that episode.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's in that sort of sense, then hope's like karma, isn't it really though?
Well, in this, he's sort of saying the best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. So, instead of just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, as I say, it's literally lying in bed all day.
Yeah, or even just sort of sitting watching the news and being like, oh, that's terrible. That their wee school burnt down and now people can't. Then go and fundraise.
Yeah.
You know, oh, isn't it terrible that people with that disease don't have a cure? Well, yeah, but go and fundraise it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. It's the same thing whenever people, in certain areas of this country have floods and stuff, and some people from other areas close by that haven't been involved in the floods go and help, which is kind of cool. Because then it gives. But then is that, I don't know if it's hope. Well, maybe it is. I mean, you would give them, they'd be sad because they've lost everything in their home and blah blah blah.
So you give people. But the thing is, you're not gaining hope for, like, say I would be like, oh, I'm so hoped with you now. I just have so much hope. Whereas the other way around,
points.
The other way around.
Yeah, 1 point of hope.
It's like, it's not that they gain anything apart from the help, obviously, but you would be giving them hope that they aren't going to be in this alone.
Like this is the end of their house.
Like their house is not destroyed,
yeah.
or their business is going down, or whatever. Like that, you're giving them hope by just being there.
Well, that's
doing your bit.
That's the way I would agree. Cause, like, I think as long as you're there for anyone, regardless of who it is, not everyone's a bad person in the day. Like, but I mean,
no.
if you're there for them, then that's enough for them to sort of have or gain hope for literally tomorrow to be a better day for them. Then, I mean, sometimes you get really, really bad days, just like, oh Jesus, if tomorrow's the same way, like, this is just going to be shocking. Like, but I mean, it's hard to find hope whenever you're by yourself. So it is nice to sort of have, even scrolling through Twitter, sometimes you see some people like tweeting like, today's been a crap day, can the internet be good for one day? And then I hit the comments.
Depends what you look at though.
I hit the comments and I'm like, well, they've been nice, but it's like people have had, like, there was a girl from BuzzFeed that posted on Twitter saying had a crap day at work. Someone left or something, or like one of the colleagues have left. Still going to see them, but it's not the same because I'm not going to be working with them anymore. And it was like, she was like, can the internet be nice for one day? With a question mark, and there was just people saying, "Oh, you're gonna have a great day tomorrow.
Day. Love your hair."
Yeah, that sort of stuff. I was like, you know what, the internet is class sometimes, but it can also be a right prick.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, you get what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't expect everyone on the internet to be of the same opinion as you, and if you start arguing with them, you're not changing their mind over text or, literally by typing letters. You're not changing their mind. Like, at the end of the day, opinions are what opinions are.
Exactly.
People form that based on what they believe and read and see and whatever else.
Yeah.
So trying to have a conversation with someone on the internet is like trying to toast bread in the bath. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not a particularly great place to go looking for help. Something that's going to get you in a sort of hopeful mood. There's hopeful always going to be well, that's an even better one. It's not going to get you in the mindset of, oh, you know what, tomorrow is going to be great, where you flick on and you see what's going on in Venezuela and it's horrible, 2 presidents and all that sort of stuff. It's just a mess. People are,
it's not great.
The electricity is going out in Caracas all the time. You see all that and you don't think, but you know what, tomorrow will be better for them or whatever. But it's funny, but it also doesn't make you sort of look up and go, I don't remember the last time the electric went out.
Well, I do. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
I mean, whenever, like, if I see, like, I genuinely believe, like, I am hopeful for a lot of things, like, and I don't show it very often because it's not in our nature to do so, because no
That's
no one
weird though,
else
isn't it?
really, but no one
It's
else
weird
really
though.
does do that. Like, if I see, like, I'm hopeful that we don't have floods here
I
because
thought you said you're so woke.
I'm
I am
so
so woke.
No, I'm not one of those idiots. But no, like the fact that we live up here, that we don't have floods
Yeah.
constantly. Our electric can go out sometimes depending on the weather, which is very, very, very,
Very
rare.
rare. Yeah.
With Sky, the satellite would go down multiple times. We don't have Sky anymore, thankfully. Virgin, it's okay. But I mean, even the fact that we have electricity constantly, we have food constantly, we have water constantly, we have no
Clean
water,
water.
clean water, and no water rates here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You do pay rates, but you don't
yeah,
pay
but not
per
if you're in
litre of
England, you're
water or
paying,
whatever.
yeah, exactly. So it's very different, you know, compared to our countries. I mean, because we have three other ones that do you have
Council tax.
pay a lot,
Council tax and water.
they pay a lot more than what we do, like. But yeah, it's just things like that. There, you can be hopeful for because not everywhere has that, and like not everywhere has food tomorrow. Not everyone has clean water the next day, and not everyone has a house or something to hang over their head. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like
And that's really sad, isn't it? If you think how many empty buildings there are.
Well,
That's what I love about Company.
Was there not?
So, have you seen what he's doing, Vincent Company?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
All his testimonial money is going to the homeless in Manchester.
That's class.
He's top man, like.
Yeah,
Really is.
Yeah, it's a sad thing he's leaving City, but I mean,
He'll be back.
Things to do, like, but yeah, it's just. I remember reading something about was it the royal wedding or something? They were like trying to take homeless people off the streets.
They were moving them out of the
because of the route they were taking. They didn't want them to be in the camera shots.
Yeah, they want them out of the way.
So what did they put them in a house then?
No, I just told them to move. Basically,
Oh,
the
right.
place for whoever it was, the army, were moving them.
Good on them. Well done, idiots.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, you know, I mean,
It makes you wonder why
can't be.
billionaires don't just sort this out.
I know, but it's just at the same
It's
time.
like we discussed the Notre Dame Cathedral. Like
Exactly.
people chucking hundreds of millions of pounds at it.
That fella raising 500 million or something, whatever it was, or just chucked it in or something. Like, I mean, I think it's. I mean, not to say that I would be any better in that situation. I know I would be, but I think it's unfair to say that I wouldn't know how much what I'd be like with
Until you're in that situation.
until you're in that situation. Like, but I know it right now in my mindset. I'd be like, yeah, I'd help them, no problem. But I mean, you just never know what happens, and I just think it's a bit stupid to ever think that you would never help someone regardless of what position you're in, you know. But if you're in a position where you can help someone and it's not going to do anything, nothing bad's going to happen to you.
It comes
you know?
full circle that you're giving them hope.
Exactly.
Like, you know, you giving a homeless person, I don't know, like a coffee or a few quid
Yeah.
could really, really up their day. Like,
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
except for that, did I ever tell you the time I tried to give a homeless guy coffee?
Was that in Manchester? No.
No, it was in Belfast.
What was it?
I was in work, right, and I went and I got
Who was it?
I got 2 coffees in Greg's because buy one get one free or whatever, and I said I'll take 2. And I went outside and there's guys sitting there just to the left of the door, and I said, so I got an extra coffee if you would like it. He goes, no mate, I don't like coffee, I drink tea. And I sort of thought, right.
Well, I mean, if I was homeless, I probably wouldn't drink coffee either.
No, but you don't know, because like part of me was like, but how often do you get a hot drink?
I hate
But then at the
coffee.
same time,
I would probably be sick of
if
drinking
somebody
coffee.
came out of a sushi shop and I was homeless and they said, here's some fish, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
But like,
I
time-
would be sick if someone gave me coffee.
like I think coffee's great, but like at the time,
I just can't hold
as I
it.
say, I was sort of like,
Yeah.
holy
no,
crap.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I couldn't believe it.
But I think it gives them that sort of pride that they can still have.
They can,
still
yeah,
say no
what they
to
like
things.
and what they don't like.
Yeah, they're
No,
still
100%.
human, you know.
Yeah,
it's-
no, definitely,
So
definitely.
it is nice to sort of have that still there.
So what I did was the next day, there he was again.
Yeah.
So I then got him sausage roll instead.
Yeah, well,
So-
could you imagine? I actually can't have sausages.
Actually, I prefer jambons.
But no, I mean, it's nice that, you know, that there are people like that can help people, and I mean, there are plenty of people that have so much money they can just be like, yeah, there you go. But I mean, like I was saying before, Mr. Beast, YouTuber.
Yes, chucking money around.
He literally just gives money to people for the crack. It's unbelievable. And I mean, there was a guy on Twitter that got the 10 grand from retweeting that thing, and he's helping out his family, and he's giving back to his community, and he's I think he was getting a holiday for him and his girlfriend, his 2 kids or
Nice.
something, which I think is unreal for them. Like, I mean, 10 grand is a lot of money if you use it well.
Yeah.
You know, so
Can be indeed.
and the other people were getting
Halfway
a
to your
grand.
house.
Yeah, all the people were getting a grand each.
Mhm.
You know, and they were doing silly things for it. Like, and it's just unreal. Like people, and the fact that he goes out and gives people like homeless people homes and homeless people like food.
That's
and
nice. Yeah.
I just think it's class. Like, but it's people like that should be. I just don't understand why every YouTuber isn't doing that. Do you know what I mean?
It just links back to that whole the hope triumphs over experiences. This is where it's really good. Actually, to come in that exact quote. You said we're obviously focusing a bit more on like homeless people. There's obviously a lot of
There's
others,
yeah,
you know,
there's
like
other
people that are
things out
sick
there.
or whatever. But like, if you think like they're always hoping that it's going to be better,
Yeah.
and that's always stronger than them sitting
Mhm.
asking for money and being ignored by 99% of people.
Exactly. Yeah, I suppose in that sort of sense, because I suppose you're right. Yeah, hope is probably better than experiences because
It doesn't have to always be a good thing. You can,
no, it doesn't.
You know.
But I mean, it's always nice that you can always sort of think of it and be like, yeah, I can be hopeful, and then just you can hope in you just set yourself a date. Like, 3 months things are gonna be better, and they should, and if you hope for it and you get lost along the way, then that's unfortunate.
Mhm.
But you've always got hope there, like which is nice. It's a weird concept though, because people take it for granted, like I said, like, but for me personally, to have even a house over your head, even have a roof over your head, like I think is very, very, very important. Then have a meal the next day, and you can go down and get a drink of water anytime you want, if you wanted to, like. But it's
exactly.
a weird thing
Exactly, and there's
to understand.
let's see if I can. There's a song. Oh my word, I can't remember who the artist is exactly, but have you ever seen Coach Carter?
Yeah, but a
Long time ago.
Yeah.
It's Hope, and I just know it features Faith Evans. I don't remember who sings the actual song, but it's a tune in that. But basically, it's all about like a song all about hope, and it's class. It's a good wee tune.
It's called Hope.
It's called Hope, and then in brackets featuring or feat FT Faith Evans. No,
No.
good wee song. But if anyone hasn't heard it, I would recommend putting that on for a wee listen. Good wee tune. But we could probably talk about Hope all night because it is one of those that there's so much to it that it means so much to different people in different places for different reasons.
Yeah.
That we could sit here for 6 hours and not even scratch the surface.
Again, with most things that we usually talk about, it is tough. Like, but I mean, if we could sit down for 6 hours, we would.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like.
But I tell you, I enjoyed that we foray into it at the very least.
Yeah.
But we'll call that part 1, folks, and we'll catch you again in part 2. Welcome back to part 2. So this part's a wee surprise. You don't know this part at all. But we're going to be doing, obviously, our standard What's Trending.
Well, you are. Because
Phil,
I ain't got no clue.
So this one, it was a stupid question of the day off Twitter. Yeah. Name the first animated character you ever had a crush on. So which animated character did you first think was super kissable, even if it sounds weird now?
None.
So for example, people had mentioned Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid. Somebody said that's how his mum knew he was gay.
Unreal.
Somebody said Scar.
The
Lion King.
lion?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Somebody said Janine from the original Ghostbusters, the cartoon.
Mm-mm.
Princess Jasmine from Aladdin.
Right.
Gadget from the Rescue Rangers. That's that wee mouse thing. Woman.
Okay.
Jessica Rabbit, which I get.
I don't get it.
understand that.
But they're all animations. How can you?
Vanessa, aka the human Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
What?
Lady J from G.I. Joe. Never watched that, so I don't know who that is.
No.
The Sorceress from He-Man. Looks sort of like Bird Person from Rick and Morty. Daphne and Velma from Scooby-Doo. We have Shrek.
No.
Yeah.
How has that even made the list?
I don't know. Yeah, Shrek.
What, human Shrek or ogre Shrek?
Oh, Ogre Shrek.
How is that kiss? Well, people have their own things.
I don't know, like people find like some game characters attractive.
No, I know, but I don't know why.
You know, some people would say that. Who have you heard mentioned?
I couldn't tell you. I don't listen to people like that. Honestly, I can understand if it's like if it's like mo-capped, because it technically is that person just in a game. But if it's a random thing,
I don't know. It's one of those. Pardon me. Whenever you're a kid,
I certainly didn't fancy any characters when I was a kid. Like
probably the boys, but you never know. So, for example,
Rugrats.
oh dear.
Well, from last week's podcast, it's a bit better. Twice I said I like kids in it. It was just dreadful.
That's right.
Yeah. I listened to that one again, I guess. So I was like, oh god almighty.
Why did I say that?
Because you went. I was like, oh dear.
Like if you think of the cartoons you watched, I watched Fairly Odd Parents. It was great. Johnny Bravo. Great. Watched Dragon Ball Z up until Frieza. No, Cell.
No.
Cell. And then after Cell I fell off.
Never got it.
Dexter's Lab.
Dee. So they're making a 3D. Go! So they're making a 3D game with Dexter's Laboratory.
Are they?
Or Laboratories, I think.
Well,
yeah. Such a weird accent.
I can't even think. Oh, Ed, Edd and Eddy. What's that?
Yeah, but you didn't fancy any of the kids in it.
Recess.
Did you fancy Spinelli?
No.
Okay.
She did get done up in an episode though. I think.
What?
Oh no!
Go!
She got.
I honestly don't know because I can't remember half of them. Like, but I just don't. I've just never seen animated characters in that way. Really.
See, it sounds weird, but I get why some people see the newer animated characters as more real, like in game, because they are more real than a drawing.
Yeah, but they're mo-capped though. That's the
Not
thing.
all the time.
No, but the majority of them are.
Like if you were to take, I don't know, a character from Destiny, Petra, as an example, just an example.
Okay.
Anna Bray.
Okay.
Another example.
Because they look like humans.
But they're not mocap. They're just.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose if you're in that sense, yeah, but I just don't think I've ever made that, like, emotional connections towards like a story, like a character's story, yeah, but it even latched onto a few characters, but not like sexually. Which is kind of weird.
That's not like I want to bang the character. That's like.
Well,
saying,
yes, it is.
It's not, because that's like saying whenever you're a child, you're like, you don't have that aspect. Of,
it's
I
as a
want to bang.
kid. Oh yeah,
it's not like now looking back and be like, oh, Bugs Bunny. You know, it's not.
That's a weird thing. I remember seeing something on Twitter years ago of someone saying they fancied Lola Bunny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, don't say.
She was from
Space Jam.
Yeah, with the hair down to the, well, not hair, ears down to one side. She was in there. That's the only reason I'm saying. Oh, yeah. In the phone.
Okay. I was like, was you and Rachel make some weird costume for Rachel or something like? I mean, people have done these things. Like, I can imagine the people that like these things as kids and still do go, do you know what? Here's a cosplay as this here.
Yeah, they do though.
The hand cream's coming out.
Lola.
I'm pretty sure it's Lola Bunny.
It would make sense because there was a picture of her but no name, so I couldn't tell who that was. Yeah. But that is, if that is who that was.
Yeah, well, I've seen that one before. But to me, I don't get it either. Okay. Because it's a bunny.
But whenever you're a child, whenever some people are children, they don't differentiate. Like, to them, they are real. Like, whenever people watch, I don't know, like... what?
TMNT.
Yeah, April's a person.
I like turtles.
But April's a person in that.
Yeah, but it's a character again. I don't...
But...
Did you fancy anyone when you were a kid?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But like...
Maybe I did. Pingu, maybe?
I was devastated when Princess Diana died. Remember that much?
But she's not a character.
No. But I just remember that.
Yeah.
That was a bit random. Don't know why that stuck in my head, but it always did.
Neither did I.
remember seeing
nor why he said it.
I remember seeing the car crash and being like, oh my word.
Yeah.
But even...
Oh my god. Dr. Angelo.
But I even... I'm trying to even think what sort of films right around then, or...
Well, I mean, I remember Space Jam, but I never had any attraction.
Yeah, there was no, Lola Rabbit. Go on then.
Speaking of fake things,
mm-hmm.
what about the the fourth movie, the trailer coming out then for Toy Story.
It looks alright.
It does look pretty funny.
Yeah,
I sort of lost my way after Toy Story. Toy Story 2.
TS3.
TS, why? Sounds like a disease.
What the first one was that out? 94?
Jeez.
I'll check.
It wasn't 94, was it?
I have a funny feeling it might have been, or 97.
Probably 97ish, I would say, because I think I was old enough to watch it. Like, I don't think I was.
Oh, I was close.
What?
95.
95. No one's birth here.
Yeah.
She said she loved those films. How would she know?
She might have done in
How
99.
would she know?
First one was out in 95. Second one came out in 99.
Yeah.
Then it was an 11-year gap.
Yeah, I remember that.
2010, and then a 9-year gap to now.
Yeah, well, Toy Story 3 wasn't that great. I didn't like the big purple bear in it. He was a prick.
Do you know who's voicing that Duke Kaboom?
No, who's Duke Kaboom? Was that
The Canadian fella? Know who's doing the voice?
No.
Keanu Reeves.
No, he isn't.
Yeah, he is.
I hope he says a boot.
He probably will, yeah.
What's his name?
Duke Kaboom.
Oh, if it was in Duke Kaboot, I'd be alright.
They've got obviously the lot, the Tom Hanks and all the rest.
Yeah. Tim Allen and stuff.
Yeah, we've got Tim Allen. We've got Joan Cusack back as Jessie. Let me see if there's any other people.
They're all the same actors, I think, aren't they? There's no.
Yeah, Tony Hale is playing the Spork.
Yeah, Tony Hale.
Sporky.
Yeah. I mean,
Don Rickles is, I think, it's one of his last roles. He died in 2017.
Yeah.
He's Potato Head. Jeff Garlin, unreal. He's a Buttercup.
I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this one because it's like, to me, they just not copped it, but like it's just a spork. And I know anything can be a toy and all this here sort of stuff, and you can all that sort of crack. But what are you laughing at?
Ant-Man's daughter from the movies is Bonnie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've just had a click on IMDb.
What, Cassie, this group?
Yeah, no, the little one.
Oh, right, okay.
Ant-Man.
Okay.
Not the grown-up one.
Oh, alright then.
She plays Bonnie and the little girl in this.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but yeah, I mean, sorry, carry on.
No, it just doesn't make much sense.
See, the way 3 ended was obviously them leaving Andy.
I get like why it's moved on stuff, but I mean, having a spork as your toy to be the.
Maybe it just shows that everything could be a time to sneeze.
That's what I said. You're gonna sneeze.
Excuse me.
As you hear that sneeze, unreal. Look how much. Disgusting.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Snot everywhere.
No, like maybe it's the whole like kid's imagination, like anything become a toy. Like as you see in the trailer, where
that,
he like falls back and his eye falls off.
Yeah.
And like, kind of put him back in. He's like, what am I?
Yeah.
I've known him my whole life. I've only been alive for 2 days.
2 days. But yeah, no, I understand that. It's just, do they really need to make a film on it? Could make a short about it.
I reckon it'll be good. And it closes it, because as far as I'm aware, the tagline's like playtime's over.
Oh.
Or that is what I've seen above the trailer.
Well, see, if it isn't, you're going to be in deep doo-doo.
Go! But,
hey, go!
But what do you call it?
I am looking forward to it, 'cause it does look funny. I watched the trailer beforehand, it looked really, really funny. Which I've always, I mean, with Tim Allen, I love Tim Allen, I love Tom Hanks as well, but...
You know Tim Allen was in jail?
Yeah.
Cocaine?
Well, I mean, is it?
No, this is years ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing
an actor.
I remember seeing the mugshot, because it was released whenever he was like this whole thing, and people were going mad about it.
He was caught with like over a kilogram of cocaine.
I mean, what celebrity hasn't
in
done
an airport?
cocaine, though?
Wasn't a celebrity.
No, but I mean in general, yeah. But I mean, he is a bit of an idiot, on Tim Allen. Like, he is funny though. I
just found that out the other day. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't
Tim
know.
Allen being a druggie. Well,
before he was famous.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's sort of done that.
Everybody does love those characters. Tom Hanks, who on this earth does not love Tom Hanks?
Yeah. I mean,
what a man!
I remember the time he swore on like America's Good Morning TV show or something.
Oh my word!
And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, kids, I'm so sorry." And it's like, this guy's so cool. Like,
he's great.
So nice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Loved him with Saving Private Ryan as well. I thought it was unbelievable in that. But he was sort of very sad all the same as well.
It was.
Just the way his character diminished
his
after.
Yeah,
it was awful. Absolutely awful. But no, he plays it even in Castaway. Played it very, very Wilson. Very, very good.
It's good and big.
Big was sad though.
It's good though.
Jeepers, it was sad.
Very good.
Yeah.
Polar Express, even though it's a voice role, he's very good.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a voice acting is pretty tough though. I mean, he's doing in Toy Story as well, and to portray a character like Woody from '95 is
24 years.
Pretty mad, like, isn't it?
It's been 24 years to finish this.
Yeah,
that's mad.
All right, we don't need to be that old, Clarky. Okay.
But that's crazy. Like, if you think,
no, it's not. Leave it alone.
We probably didn't understand Toy Story until we were like 4.
Well, obviously.
Or 3. Well, I probably enjoyed it at like 3, but didn't really get it.
I mean, I don't remember watching it whenever. I remember watching it whenever I was like 13.
I've always known I liked it.
Yeah.
It's like I've always known I like certain Disney films around 40 years before I was born.
Like Bambi and stuff. Like 1920 or 1932 or something, was it?
42.
Was it 42?
I think. Or 46. It was in the 40s anyway.
It's mad, like.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely insane when you think about that. Like, and then they're gonna. I mean, this whole live action phase at the minute is just.
Yeah. It's not.
Like,
but Toy Story is gonna be done, and that is gonna be a chapter.
They're not live action.
But you know the thing is, I reckon the '95 one's not gonna be a million miles away from the styling of the 2019 one. So you'll be able to, like, in 10 years, show your kids and be like, here, look, this film is from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Look at how flipping good this is, and they will probably still love Toy Story.
Yeah, probably. Although I do remember watching Toy Story 1 not that long ago, and the animation for it was shocking.
I don't know.
Great for the time period.
I reckon it'll hold up.
Great for the time period, but
like Shrek.
You can.
It's 18 years old today.
But sorry, I don't want to be sad. Okay? There's no need to start telling me these things. Like, I don't want to. I don't Google these things for that simple reason. I don't want to be old. But thanks for that one. My God. But
18 years.
Right, again, I don't need to be reminded of. I mean, that's the legal drinking age in this country. So well done, you.
Yep, we're an adult.
We surpassed that by a lot of years. Well, you have, because you're at least 43 now. So you've gained 20 years and 48 episodes. So congratulations, time traveler over here.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I mean, Toy Story, if it ends properly, I mean, it's the same thing with Fast and Furious, isn't it? And then like the Fast and
I haven't seen one of Fast and Furious in about 5 years.
Exactly.
Couldn't care less.
And then it was the same thing about the Final Destination.
Toy Story stayed like true to its roots.
Yeah,
Fast and Furious hasn't. It was like, let's go from street racing to a tank on ice.
And a bank comes. Yeah, no, I understand that. Like, but then again, it was the same thing as like Final Destination as well.
It was always a bit silly though.
It was, yeah, but whenever it was Final Destination 1, 2, 3, I think the Final Destination, whenever it was called the Final Destination, should have been the Final Destination. But it wasn't.
Yeah, then they added like another 2.
Yeah.
For 1.
Yeah, and then the Saw films, like they should end as well. Like it's like Saw 103 now, I think, isn't it? Or something. So, and then if it does sound, it'd be. I don't think I'll be that sad about it though, because I'm a bit old now.
Depends how it ends. It's one of those, like, if you go and see it.
Well, I don't care if anyone dies in it.
No, you probably won't. But I mean, like, it depends if there's like a message that only people that have
watched the first one
that will get it will understand. Whereas a kid might just be like, what, you know, but they'll still love it because there's a talking teddy bear and a fork.
That talks.
Yeah, you know.
Fork looks creepy though. To be fair though, it looks if if that comes out as like a plushy toy, no one's gonna buy it. So they're like, no, I'm not buying that for the kid. He'll scream if he sees it. It's okay seeing it in an animation film, but not whenever it's in real life. Imagine squeezing it. You're like, nope.
Its eye falls out. But
that'd be awful.
But
put it back on. Thank you.
That's another finish.
Yeah.
We've had Game of Thrones. We've had Endgame. We're gonna have Star Wars. We've had Big Bang Theory now. And
is it finally finished now? Is it finished?
It's done. Yeah. I haven't watched it. But it's done.
I was gonna say, how did it finish?
Don't know yet.
Everyone dies.
Yeah, there is a big bang.
I think I know what happens. Well, I know a certain thing that happens.
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, I'll not tell you then.
Nope.
I'll tell them though. So, no, I'll not say anything about it. Yeah. Well, I mean, everything's down now. We're getting older.
Yeah.
It's been on for the TV.
Our lives.
That's not funny. We're like 20. Leave us alone.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, you're in your 40s, but no. Someone said to me the other day that Big Bang Theory was on telly for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, 12 series.
No.
2000.
That's too much for me. See, there, I didn't realize how long it was on TV for.
Could be 12 years.
Is it over 10? Is it over 12?
I'll check.
Yeah, they wouldn't release 2 seasons.
2007, 2019. 12 years.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That's shocking to hear. I don't like the sound of that at all. I think that's ridiculous. Like I remember watching Big Bang Theory whenever I was like 21 and being like, this has been on for like 2 years. No, I was like 2 years it's been on for, like, and I'm on season 10. No, but you know what I mean? Like, it was like, it didn't feel that long. And then just this year, it was like, yeah, it's been on for apparently 12 years.
12
so
seasons, yeah.
I think that's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Just ridiculous. That's another thing Chuck Norris famous for now as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's bound to be absolutely minted.
Oh yeah, he is never gonna struggle to get work.
Wonder what he's gonna do now.
He's probably got something else on that we just don't know about. Probably an American show on Hulu or something.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I just didn't really watch the end of Big Bang Theory.
Well, that's Hollywood, isn't it? So I will catch up. I'm not that far behind, so I will catch up, and I will finish it.
And you will cry.
Probably not. No, I mean, well, unless it's really sad.
It probably will be.
But
I mean, I know loads of people die in it, so.
Big Bang and the whole big building explodes.
Literally.
The lift finally works, but it doesn't. Then they all just collapse and it just crash.
That'd be funny as that. Oh well, you know, Big Bang who's not going to come back again unless that was Sheldon's dream.
But I suppose that's in the same way. After Toy Story 3, I never thought they were. I didn't even know they were doing another one till randomly there was a poster.
Yeah, I was the same because I didn't.
I thought it was just done. I thought where he was like, was he like so long partner at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I just didn't really see any point in having a Toy Story 3 personally.
Probably the money.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. But
Big
then
brand.
again, same thing with Sonic as well.
Big brand.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens whenever they change him. Like, but
yeah, that'll be fun to revisit.
Toy Story 4. Yeah, I am looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong, but
I'm not gonna rush out first day.
Yeah,
the day dies down.
Yeah, the want for it is certainly not in my heart anymore. I just want to watch Toy Story 1 again and cry.
I'll definitely give it a go, but I'm gonna probably leave it a week or so and let it calm down.
I agree.
And then go see some random showing on a Saturday at some point where kids.
By yourself?
What? No, probably till come as well. Like that's ones you will go and see. I do need to see Detective Pikachu.
As do I.
So we'll need to get to see that and then give a wee bit of a splash out on this because we've done the trailer. So let's do the film.
The film.
Right, so we'll leave there. We'll leave it there for part 2, and we'll catch you again in part 3. Welcome back to part 3. So we're just gonna have a little look at another trailer. Something completely different. Toy Story. It's a film. Is that the 9th by Tarantino?
Yeah, 9th film by Tarantino.
So it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Anyone hasn't seen it, I'd suggest that you stick on a couple of the trailers because it looks pretty good. So
looks unreal.
All in. Brief sort of rundown is that this is the synopsis so far. A faded television actor and his stunt double strive to achieve fame and success in the film industry during the final years of Hollywood's golden age in 1969 LA. And for anyone that doesn't know the cast, just to give you the sort of top 4 or 5 people, Margot Robbie's in it, DiCaprio's in it, Brad Pitt's in it,
Simpsons did it.
Al Pacino, Kurt Russell, Dakota Fanning makes an appearance. I'm not even going to bother.
I mean, Tarantino's bound to have all their numbers on a list, like, so it wouldn't matter. He's got people for days for any film he wants to make. So
I mean, at the moment, it hasn't been rated very many times. It's been rated 555 times. I'm assuming they're all previews from critics, but it's sitting at a 9.7 out of 10.
Well, the trailer alone looks. I mean, DiCaprio's acting in it again looks on point. Yeah,
unreal.
He's a fantastic actor. I just don't understand why he's got loads more awards than he already has. Like,
this is his first film in 4 years.
Really?
Since The Revenant, this is his first film.
Oh my god!
The last one he won an Oscar for. 4 years. Hasn't done.
Maybe because he was like, yeah, I'm never gonna win an Oscar. What's the point? And then he won an Oscar. He's like, well, I can enjoy this for a while now.
Yeah, and I think he's just right in doing that. Yeah, honestly, I think it's really healthy to take time out and appreciate your own success. But
the fact is, he's coming back to a Tarantino film though.
That is, by all accounts, very good.
Tarantino is literally a genius.
He actually, there's some quotes from him here about the
genius
film
of our generation.
Sure. He has described DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. So DiCaprio is the actor and Brad Pitt's the stunt
double. Yeah.
He described them as the most exciting star dynamic since Robert Redford and Paul Newman, which is high praise. He's also stated that the story consists of multiple parallel stories and will be the closest thing to his earlier film Pulp Fiction, which is obviously very exciting. Luke Perry's in it. Anyone that doesn't know, it's a guy from he's in Riverdale and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
He sadly passed away in February. Well, actually, sorry, he passed away on the 4th of March. He had the stroke at the end of February this year, 2019. Basically, this is his last film, and it's obviously being released posthumously as well. Tarantino worked on the screenplay for 5 years before he got it.
Jesus.
Yeah. And basically he also confirmed that this film to a certain degree will be based on the Manson murders and some other murders around 1969, which is pretty much confirmed by the fact that Margot Robbie plays Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate,
and there is a guy cast in there as Charles Manson as well.
well,
and you do see him in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's sort of hinted at that it's going to get dark.
See, that's weird for Tarantino as well, because it's not like something he would have done before. Like, he's very hands on. He's very gruesome with his shows, but it's for the likes of dealing with something so not like just thought of in such a bad light. Like, I think the Manson murders were. I mean, sure, he's dead now, isn't he? He died like 2017 or 2016 or something.
Died in prison.
But I just think it's a weird thing to put on in a film. I'm looking forward to see what way it's portrayed and stuff, and what way it's.
I think it's to root it in fact.
Yeah.
Like, this fiction that he's made.
Yeah.
Is to root sort of
what's
to
going
make
on.
it believable.
Yeah.
So like,
I know what you mean.
whenever this, by the looks of it, judging by the trailer, DiCaprio was successful, and he's now trying to break into the big scenes.
Yeah.
There's obviously a part in it. It's quite funny where he is the cowboy, and he forgets his line. He like takes a drink, spits it out, and he's obviously supposed to say something. And he sort of says like line, and then the next scene in the trailer, he's in like his trailer being like stupid, you know, like because he couldn't remember his bash yourself. You know, he's like so angry. And then it sort of hints that potentially the stunt double will join the Manson family or have something to do with him. It sort of hints at that. It sort of hints that the next door neighbours are a bit nuts. Potentially could be them.
Yep.
No, we're not sure.
It's weird. It's going to be a really strange. Like, I am looking so forward to this film. Like, I just didn't know. Like, you said there was another trailer for it, and I was like, oh god, is there? I didn't know there was another trailer for it today. And the same with Toy Story 4. I didn't know there was another trailer for it today. But I mean,
I didn't know it yesterday. Toy Story. Either way,
I still didn't know about it. Like, but I mean, I've been waiting because I remember seeing like not the teaser trailer, but the little trailer beforehand for this film, and I was like, this looks unreal.
It will.
And Lauren showed it to me. I was like, we need to see this film. Like, 100%.
It will be very, very good.
It's just going to be like Tarantino. You can't. His films are just
you can't knock
next level. Like,
no,
absolute next level. I remember watching Django Unchained as well.
Very good.
He just knows where.
Another very good DiCaprio performance.
Yeah, he loves DiCaprio, doesn't he? Tarantino, like, but I mean, why not?
He is the most ridiculously talented actor.
Again, in this, like, I just think even in The Departed, I thought it was brilliant. It's just
Margot Robbie's excellent as well.
Yeah,
like she just sort of molds into a role. She is. I was concerned that after Suicide Squad she'd be typecast as you're Harley Quinn, but she has not even sort of. Like, she can just slide in and out of costumes and you just take her for what she is at the time.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I didn't think she was going to have a problem because of where she had acted in before. I think she was.
It's because of how big it got, though. Like, Suicide Squad, everyone was dressing as it was Halloween. Everyone was like, oh, look at me, I'm Daddy's little devil or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Angel or whatever it was in her t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was like copying that because that was like iconic. Because if you think of Harley Quinn, apart from the cartoon one, that tends to be what you see would be her, because she was amazing in that film. Her and Will Smith were like the shining lights, but in this again she just takes on a whole different persona.
It was the same thing in that film. Was it Focus, I think, with Will Smith? She was unreal in that. Like, but good. Even in The Wolf of Wall Street as DiCaprio again, they worked together.
His wife,
his wife,
or his wife, then ex-wife.
Yeah, I thought she portrayed that for it. She just. I just think it's just class, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Brad Pitt.
Young too.
Yeah, Brad Pitt though, like it's weird. Like, Brad Pitt, you can. He's been through everything, like, hasn't he? So he's got that veteran in him. Whereas it's weird to me because DiCaprio and Brad Pitt has sort of been around the same sort of time ish, like give or take 5 or 6 years.
Brad Pitt be a bit older, no?
Oh yeah, he'd be a bit older, like, but it wouldn't be that by that much. But I'm pretty sure.
It's actually a good question. I'm not sure who's older.
I think Brad Pitt is older, but
yeah.
To me, I still see DiCaprio as a young actor for some reason, and he's not, which is weird for me because he hasn't really what.
No, Brad Pitt's 11 years older.
11 years older.
Yeah, considerably older.
So he wouldn't have had that many films prior to them. DiCaprio, really. I mean, DiCaprio went straight in with like the Titanic and stuff, but I mean, Brad Pitt's been around all these sort of different films, and I mean, he was in that film. What do you call that film where he was Irish in it?
Who?
Brad Pitt. He was Irish in it. Oh my god.
Was it a big film?
No, it wasn't big, like, but it was a well known film because his Irish in it was terrible.
Let's have a look. Well, how recent?
Oh, it was years ago, like
12 Monkeys.
2000. No, I don't think it was 12 Monkeys. No. I'd know what to say it like, but he was dreadful in that. But I always think of him as a veteran actor.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think of DiCaprio always as a young actor, even if he's like 60. I still be like, he's still a young actor, you know. No, but obviously not. Like, but I mean, even to now, I still see him as an up and comer, like, because he's just constantly good. I've never seen him in a bad film, which is weird.
That's a good point.
Like, I just don't ever see him feel. I just think he always picks the right film for him.
I suppose that makes him a good actor.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like he's like right up the top of like Paul Rudd for me, because Paul Rudd's not like, I wouldn't say he's like an amazing actor per se. Like he is a great actor. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen him in so many different roles. If you know what I mean.
Comes across well as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, it's weird. Very very weird to think that DiCaprio was like, he's like 40 odd now.
74, 45. If he's not ready, he's coming 45.
5 off 50, like. Does not look it.
It's very young. 45 is not old.
No, I know, but 50, I mean, whenever you get to 50, like Will Smith's like, what, 53 or something, or 54 or something like that now?
I know he's over 50, yeah.
I mean, but even for him to be playing these roles, these would be the roles that would be for people like, you know, like 29, 30, 31. Like, he's 45 playing these people that are like very, very young. And obviously Brad Pitt looks quite young as well.
I think the whole point in the film is that he's a washed up actor. Like, he is in his 40s, like, and he needs to sort of evolve.
Yeah. But I assume what happens is he's on top in his mid 20s to early 30s.
He's a TV actor, and
then but it's still
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And he still looks the same at 45 as he would have
possibly.
Without a beard. He still looks the same,
more or less.
Same way as Paul Rudd does. Same way as Keanu Reeves does. It's weird. And I count all them as probably my favourite actors.
Unageable. They just don't age.
It's a weird one. Like, maybe they're all vampires. I don't know.
That's out in like the summer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll see if there's an actual release date. I think August comes to mind, but I'm just going to double check.
So you've got August.
14th of August.
It's not bad. 14th of August. Then we've got it in September,
October probably.
No, September. It says September 6th, isn't it?
Was it?
For it, yeah, because I think we go away 3 days later or something. And we're like,
so you're literally just 6th September. It's expected, it's not guaranteed. Yeah.
But if it's not in the 6th, I'll be happy, because then we can come back and watch it instead.
Well, there you are. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is, in our opinion, a must go see.
100%. It's going to be.
So we'll just finish. I do have a little quote to finish on. A guy called Nathaniel Brandon. He said, "Of all the judgments we pass in life, none is more important than the judgment we pass on ourselves."
Just literally thought that the other day.
Which is, I take that as like a sort of self-care thought. You know, like, don't put yourself down too much. Everyone else will do that for you. Don't worry about it. You know, you don't need to be too hard on yourself, or hard on yourself at all, really.
Yeah.
You know, but again, of all the judgment we pass in life, none is more important than the judgment we pass on ourselves, which I suppose is true, because nobody else has to live with you as much as you do. So however you think of yourself in your head, whatever opinion you have of yourself, that's what is.
It's the worst.
That's your life. That is what you live.
It's the worst it'll ever be.
So
I understand
if you have a good opinion of yourself, you think you're not too bad, you know, you make right choices, blah blah blah. Then,
quite relatable, to be fair, at the minute, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. certainly something that I needed to read. So it's just something for everyone to sort of keep in mind for the weekend and the week to come.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, and have a good week, folks.
Be harder. Yeah, that's a nice little quote.
Yeah, so we'll leave it there, folks, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye bye. Goodbye. Good friends. Goodbye. You still recording? Oh god.